and welcome back. If this is your first time, I hope you'll stay. Espero que te quedes. Now, this video was not the video I had scheduled to put up this week, but I do think it's a very important video, and so I want to equip you with the vocabulary to be able to express yourself and talk about such a important person and event that's happening now in Iran. So you would have seen this name all over social media, all over the news, Mahsa Amini. So she's a 22-year-old girl who was taken into police custody and didn't make it out alive. She was taken in for not wearing a hijab properly, so not wearing her headwear in appropriate manner, and so she was taken in by the moral police. She lost her life. Does anybody deserve to lose their life for not dressing in a certain way that the law prescribes or that the law imposes? So that's a question we ought to be thinking about, and we all have opinions, and we have to remember that this does come under actualidad, which is current affairs. This is obviously a topic that we have to cover it's an area that we need to talk about. So if you feel as though this is too political for you, I do understand that you might not want to watch it, but it's not at all political. This channel is not political at all. It's merely educational. So I'm going to give you the vocabulary to be able to talk about the topic, which I feel as though is very necessary as it falls under current affairs, temas de actualidad, ¿vale? So, Mahsa Amini tenía 22 años, ¿vale? Primero, yo creo que voy a empezar con los adjetivos. Okay, I'm going to start with the adjectives just because I feel I've been feeling so much lately, so emotional, and so I'm going to do the opposite of what I normally do. So, okay, I have a lot of feelings towards what's happening, and so these are describing words that I feel as though you might already know, but they're so relevant, so we're going to go over them. You know, what's your opinion? Did this get to you? Does it feel like our problem rather than a their problem over there? Because Iran is so far away, is it got nothing to do with us? That's the question. Do you feel involved? As a woman, as a person who lives on planet Earth, I feel as though it's my problem, and we need to come together. We need to show that it's not just their problem. And I do get very emotional because I don't think these things should be allowed to keep happening. Not today. We've come too far, and it doesn't matter the country. So anyways, before I get too emotional, we're going to start. Okay, so what's this unjust? Injusto is a word that we would have seen before, but again, we will cover it. Injusto. Of course, what happened to her? It was very unjust. Okay, it was unfair. Injusto. Unfair. And it was wrong. Okay? Opresivo. Okay? Oppressive. Okay? It's the rules. I'm not here to criticize rules or anybody's beliefs or religion. It has nothing to do with that. You know, humanity, human beings, we are one. And obviously we've been separated by countries, by borders, by languages, by beliefs, by so many things, by religion. But really, if you take all that away, we are one. We are one people who inhabit this earth. And so we talk about it, not from a political stance, obviously, but it's something we need to talk about. So is it oppressive? Oppressive. Taking away our freedom, nuestra libertad de expresarnos, Okay, I mean, she was wearing her hijab. It was just not covering her hair fully. And so that's a question, that's a topic I'm not really going to go into. I'm not debating right or wrong, because obviously that's not what we're here for. We're here for the vocabulary. But is it oppressive? Oppresivo is your word. Okay, this word, I think, is what I've been feeling towards all the news I've been watching, and this is a great word. Desgarrador. Desgarrador. Nothing short of desgarrador, which is heartbreaking. It's a heartbreaking. And so desgarrador, which is heartbreaking. I think the most heartbreaking thing for me was watching her dad dance at her graveside, you know? That dance of pain, and it was horrible to watch. Doloroso, painful. Okay? Desgarrador. It takes your heart out, doesn't it? It's heartbreaking. That's a good adjective for you to know. Violento. Now, watching on the news what's going on with the police trying to get rid of the protesters. There are lots of protests going around all over the country, really. Young girls, young women, young men, young people going out and marching and saying, you know, we're not standing for this. So we've seen a lot of violence, okay? It's violento, it's violent. It's violent. You've seen this, it's violent. It's this is the same word, the next one, fundamental, fundamental, okay? Es fundamental que nos levantemos todos juntos y decimos, basta ya. Enough is enough. Basta ya. Okay, violento. Fundamental, rather. It's the same word. I won't respell it. And free, libre, free. Okay, are we not free to do what we want? Free, libre. Libre is free. Another word you would have seen in other topics is polémico. Okay, so controversial. Okay, polémico. Es un tema polémico. Okay, it's a very controversial topic, and I know that I will lose people from the channel because every time I do something that is considered polémico, se va la gente. Muy bien, que te vayas. Si esto te ofende, vete. Okay, no te queremos aquí. Okay. As I said, it's an everybody problem, this. Okay, and we all have a voice. So, polémico is a topic. It's uncomfortable. It's controversial. I don't see how it is, because it needs solving. It is something that affects everybody, and it needs international support. Okay, religioso, religious. That word, that adjective we've already seen. Oh, I've jumped on. I'm sorry. So the next one, compasivo or humano. Okay, humano, obviously it's human as well, but as an adjective it's saying humane, so the kind treatment of someone. Okay, hemos visto que la policía a veces no es tan compasivo como debe de ser, no es tan humano. Okay, el cuerpo, quiero decir, en ciertos países. Okay, so compasive. Okay, compasivo, humano is humane. Okay, right. Going on, religioso. Obviously, we've seen that one, religious. It's not about what you believe, but it's a word that will come up, so you will need to know that one, religious. So, some of us are religious, some of us are not. It's okay. It's all about respecting each other nonetheless. Unido, united. I love this word because I feel as though this is what we should be calling for at the moment, for all of us to be united. Unido, united. I think we will get change and bring justice for Mahsa Amini if we are all united and we all come together and shout, and if our voices are heard, you know, something will be done. Change needs to come. We need change. And so this had me thinking of this expression that we hear a lot. United we stand, divided we fall. There's even a song about this. I don't know if it's a proverb, because I grew up hearing this expression, you know, united we stand, divided we fall. Now, there are lots of translations for this expression, this proverb, if you like, in Spanish, but the one I like the most is this: La unión hace la fuerza. So unity makes strength, quite literally. So la unión hace la fuerza. Coming together, I feel, everybody making noise and saying enough is enough. I feel as though we will get justice for this young lady, and her death would not have been in vain. Okay, another one that I absolutely love. I love this quote. This is a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. And I love this. I love this. It says, and what I want you to do is to translate this into English. Okay, word for word, what does this say? Hemos volado por los aires como pájaros y hemos nadado en el mar como peces, pero aún tenemos que aprender el simple hecho de caminar por la tierra como hermanos. Okay? So, tenemos que aprender el simple hecho de caminar por la tierra como hermanos. Translate that for me in English, because that really touched me, and I thought this was really appropriate for this lesson. Okay? Right, so we're going to go over to the verbs, because otherwise this is going to go on for quite a long time, and I know we don't all have so much time to spare. Okay? So we have here concienciar, which is to raise. So we have here concienciar, which is to. So the first one we have is concienciar, which is to raise awareness. And I think the young people are doing such a good job, especially on social media, to let us know what's going on, and so we are able to stand up and say, you know, we are with you, and make some noise so that change will hopefully happen. Okay? Concienciar, to raise awareness. What we see everyone doing out there in the streets, and not just in Iran but in other places, following and saying we hear you and this matters, you know, protestar, which is protest, okay, how to protest. Okay, next one, number 3, luchar, okay, protest. So number 3, luchar contra, okay, la gente joven está luchando contra la injusticia. So young people are fighting against injustice. Stand up against, okay? To stand against, or to stand up against. Luchar contra. Okay? Next, amenazar, to threaten. This one we've already seen. We've seen this in other topics, but it's very relevant because you see people being threatened in the streets, and so again, revision. Amenazar, to threaten. Oponerse a, to oppose something, okay, to oppose. La gente se opone a estas nuevas leyes, okay, so people who oppose these new laws, oppose. Oponerse a, remember, the reflexive. Okay, I like this verb for you, spark. So to spark, you could say to spark interest, which would be to despertar interés, okay, to spark interest. But to spark literally means desatar, okay, provocar, so it leads to something. So the death of Mahsa has sparked protests, okay, it sparked protests, it sparked a lot of debates about human rights, okay? Right. Next, enfrentar, which is to face. Enfrentar, to face. Okay, that's a good one for you. Respetar, obviously key. We need to be able to respect everyone despite beliefs or country or language. Respect is the most basic elements of life, or it's the most basic form of education. Respect, respetar, okay? I like this. It's a phrasal verb. Well, this is an expression, but I thought I'd put it on because we are all feeling what's going on. We can all see it, and we cannot do this. Hacer la vista gorda. Okay? No podemos hacer la vista gorda. We cannot turn a blind eye. So this expression, I love it because you can apply it in other places as well. But it's also saying what's going on. We can't pretend it's not happening, because it is. And if it affects them over there, it affects us over here. Because we are one world, we're one people, we're all human beings. So, hacer la vista gorda, to turn a blind eye. I will not turn a blind eye to this situation, okay? Yeah. Next, proteger, to protect. Tenemos que proteger a nuestros jóvenes, a nuestras mujeres, al pueblo en general, okay? We have to protect young people, women, everybody, the whole country, really, you know, everyone, because we are all one, as I said before. Okay, right. We're going to go over now to our nouns. So what you would have seen, we would have heard, okay, you would have heard time and time again the moral police, okay, la policía moral. In Iran, this is a unit, a police unit, also known as Gashti Ershad. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right at all, but that's the way you write it. So it's a unit, the police unit, who is responsible, who make sure people are abiding by what is believed to be morally correct in Islam. So that's what they're there for. La policía moral, okay, the moral police. We obviously don't have them here, and that could be a point of debate. Are they necessary? Do they make life better for people? You know, I think one of the most important job, the main job of the police, is to protect, no asesinar a la gente. Okay, they're not here to murder people, they're here to protect us. And so when that's not happening, we really need to question why and what needs to be done, and people need to be brought to justice. The police is not above the law, and so someone needs to be brought to justice for this tragic loss of life of Mahsa. Okay, continue. Legado is a legacy, so it's that influence that's left behind. Which I'm sure Mahsa's death would have left behind, hopefully. So she would not have died in vain, she would have left un legado. Okay, right. Obviously, she died in police custody, and so we say custodia policial, okay? Police custody. No one's supposed to die in police custody, because they're here to protect us, really, aren't they? Okay, hijab, es lo mismo más o menos, okay? La solidaridad, take off the dad and we put E, solidarity, okay? The same, we've seen this in another topic, igualdad, equality, desigualdad, inequality, okay? Right, el tribunal, the court, because I think obviously this needs to go to court. As I said, someone needs to be held accountable for what's been done. So el corte would be, the court would be el tribunal, okay? We've seen this before also when we're doing religion, la creencia, which is belief, our belief. Number 9, derechos de la mujer, okay? So women's right. But derechos de la mujer, women's rights. We cannot talk about women's right without talking about derechos humanos, okay, human rights, because derechos de la mujer es derechos humanos, right? Women's right is human rights. So I think these one link and go hand in hand, really. Okay, and manifestante, which is someone who is protesting out there, okay? A protester is un manifestante. Okay? I hope that this lesson didn't turn out to be too long, and I hope that this has not affected you so deeply that you have an opinion. Share your opinion with me. What can we do as a people? Okay, what can we do collectively to make sure that this young lady did not die in vain? What can we do as the international community? What can we do as individuals? I'm going to leave you with that as food for thought, and I think we should talk about it because a change needs to happen. She cannot have died in vain. And with that, I'm going to leave you until next time. Adios.